We're aboard the West-Tail 39 that Skagit Valley College Marine Tech program has purchased and is going to do a refit and then sell. And so this is a work in progress. The boat's only arrived here how long ago?
10 days.
10 days ago. Lots of work to be done, but the really solid, basic, good design, Robert Perry design, one of his best designs. And so they're going to be documenting through YouTube videos and training students on how to rebuild a 40-year-old boat.
You went through the list with Mike to choose what kind of boat would be good for
We
the
did.
college.
We went through the list of 400 boats that we have on our website, Mahina.com, and this was one of the boats on that list, and we talked about the pluses and minuses of different designs.
And I think it's going to work.
Well, it's going to be interesting to look down below, and it's going to be great to watch over the next several months as this
Progresses.
Yeah. Well, let's go have a look.
COVID, it's going to be harder, and we'll see.
You might have wanted to keep your shoes on.
That's all right.
I'm convinced.
Wow. Moly monkey.
Wow. This is a big project.
Oh, it's an immense project.
Wow. It's got some
Oh yeah, it needs all new ports. That's on the list. We're going to order some new Lexan and put in new ports. Doesn't appear to have any rot. Just has a little, some. They're just, old, starting to leak on the ports. So.
Is this plywood or balsa core?
Balsa is what Bob said they used.
Okay.
So, I have another, confession. But as you guys know, John, we bought this without a survey, and I really would never ever recommend that. It was a 20-minute, looked around, said, this was down there, it was disheveled. And he said, you know what, for the price, it's a great hull, we're going to go for it.
You're a brave man.
I know. Well, we have the resources of the school and the students and the talent.
Right.
So I do have a surveyor lined up. He's going to come up, former student, and do an actual survey before we get too far down the road. So.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to have a pre and post survey.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it needs, floors, obviously. They never got a good sole put in her. The teak, I think a good cleaning and a fresh oiling.
Sure.
Most of the joinery doesn't look bad for, owner completed. This is what you can see. This is really encumbersome into the galley here.
Yeah.
And if you imagine a little smaller sink, I think it would open the boat up. Although, I know Amanda likes something behind her at sea, so this is pretty good, So very little space countertop prep, and we really, there's going to be a refrigerator freezer here. It's already there. We're going to put in a nice efficient unit, but there's dirt here. I just hate the galley being right under the steps, so I'm not sure if there's any changes or what would make that better, but that's why I bought it for $25,000 and not $100,000. So,
Mike, refresh my memory. On the original design, where was the galley?
It was on your side. So they put the quarter berth back in here, like you have over there.
Right.
And had the galley there. And like I say, this was moved aft about a foot or so. So where Amanda's standing is where the sink was. So it had a U-shaped galley over there. Proper, stove oven to port.
I sailed on a West-Tail 39 on San Francisco Bay, and I remember it being the
mirror image.
And really the layout totally worked. It was
Bob did a great layout.
Yeah.
The Fairweather Mariners also mimicked. They kept that interior, and they had a nice rounded bulkhead in here, and so it's got potential.
Oh yeah.
That's our workbench. We brought in Amanda. We have to be able to draw lists and pictures, and it's a teaching platform. So a couple of basic tools.
Great. So will this get smaller?
Yes.
This whole thing?
Yeah. It's for sure skinnier.
Right.
I don't know what. It's going to depend on the new engine. That had that huge flywheel and all this other stuff, so I think it can go back and squish in. So
is this an MD3B?
I think so.
Yeah.
Salt water cooled. It overheated the whole way here.
Sure. So I had the 25 horse 2-cylinder version of this in my Hall Progressi 31. and that was saltwater cooled.
Yeah. But they're good engines. They ran
Oh,
for a long
incredible.
time.
Yeah,
For having seawater in them.
Well, for 40 years old.
Yeah, it still ran. You know,
That's amazing.
But it's definitely going to get either a new Yanmar or maybe a little Beta or something like that.
So you don't have the engine yet?
We have a Yanmar that's brand new that we're going to see if it fits, if it looks appropriate,
Okay.
which would help in my budget
Yeah.
to not have to buy a new engine. So we'll see. But we really want to do all of the systems on this boat.
Yeah. So the gas systems as well?
Yeah, well, I want to put a new stove oven in her, all new propane system. Along with the engine, we're doing, mounts, alignment, shaft, all of that. The fuel tank, the stainless tank that's in the keel is good.
Great.
I think we're going to pull it out though and make it a better system put a clean out in it and stuff like that. But then new PEX, new potable water system. Obviously all the electrical. We'd like to set it up like your boat with the dual voltage.
Really?
Inputs,
24 and 12?
Yeah, no, not 20, the 240 and the 120 on the shore power side of things.
Okay, right. So
Marketed as a true a true world cruiser, so you can plug in either place with
that's
the
great.
2 hull inlets.
So the multi-voltage, what's it called? The Charge Master, Master Volt Charge Master battery chargers, 90 to 250 volts, 50 or 60 cycles.
Input.
Yeah, that would
So
be,
we're like I say, we're gonna sit down and make our wish list.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
I think we're gonna pull it off. We're committed now. We pulled the trigger. We signed the documents. So
So did the boat just sit in the marina?
it had been sitting in the marina for a number of years. I don't think it had. They were getting worried. Like I said, it was all disheveled and not even sure it had a working bilge pump. And
Oh, wow. So
How
just-
old was the seller?
I don't know how old Roger was. But Jennifer, the daughter, is probably 40-ish. So
Yeah.
we'll find out. Be part of the history. I love that
Yeah.
it's connected to Skagit Valley College.
Oh. Yeah, that she grew up, that Jennifer grew up on.
Yeah. Well, that was why. So
It's very cool.
let's let you take a peek at the V-berth and the head, and then we'll pop out in the cockpit, and you can. I want to chat about the pre-purchase and all that stuff and how this kind of happened. So
Look at, this is a slide out.
Yep.
yeah,
Once it gets.
Very cool.
needs a little oil. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, the table goes down. This slides out. She said you could sit like 6 people around the table for dinner. For a little. They just take it to Catalina Island and do little,
Yeah.
sunset parties on it and stuff.
Very cool. Oh, you've got your work. Fantastic.
We already removed the head. We got to get rid of the macerator pump and the rest of the hoses because they all smell bad, which is normal out of this vintage.
Whoa, boy.
Oh, it's fascinating. Makes me tired. Well, it's really good you're documenting this because so many people their budget allows them to buy a 40-year-old boat and they have no idea.
I would
at
never
all.
recommend it.
Yeah. Well,
You're just going to roll with it. So now that you've had a look, John and Amanda, you know what we're up against. We got some issues, but I really wanted to thank you to start with. We went down this path and we didn't have a boat. And so you offered to help out the college with your pre-purchase. And as it turned out, it was a handful of emails, right? We just started a flurry of internet, and you were like, "Don't buy that one. Don't buy that one," and which is hugely valuable. And then, we didn't even drive to Seattle, and then I realized we had that first meeting, when you were here, that buying boats is difficult to find the right boat and to match it for the right purpose and people. And so what you did was huge, because when this boat came along, you're like, well, I'd like to look at it, but there was a West Sail 39. You kind of said green light, the price is right. So yeah, what do you think? Are we going to be able to sell it when we're done?
Well, absolutely. I've been watching the market for 46 years, and I've never seen more people wanting to go cruising in the last 46 years than right now. It's amazing. So there absolutely will be. I would be surprised if you don't have a buyer before you're ready.
Yeah, I think it's a boat with a pedigree. It's got good lines. It's a good sailing performance boat. The systems are the hardest thing for someone to put in. So taking that extensive work out of it and just leaving the glory stuff of choosing the cushion covers and the curtains and outfitting, getting ready to go. I think you guys will be a great asset to somebody. The boat would be fantastic.
Yeah, you chose a really solid designer. Robert Perry is just, I think,
iconic,
brilliant designer, and I think this is one of his most attractive and really wholesome designs. It just nails it.
I think so. It feels good. Unfortunately, we didn't get to put any sails up on our ride from O'Connor, but we're all going to staff after a year of hard work, go out for some sails before we sell it. But it will be for sale. We're going to have the, the things documented. We're looking at, investing $40,000 or $50,000 in just equipment.
Yeah.
And then my boss said, as long as I recoup the state's money, we'll be okay. And we'll get some donations and stuff along the way, I'm sure. First step is going to be to pull the mast, because in the fall we do a rigging class.
Great.
So September, end of September or 1st of October, we're going to pull it off. I think we're going to stick with traditional stainless wire.
That's a really wise call.
We want to make this boat simple. We're going to just have it basically a DC boat.
Yeah.
Nice charging system, decent battery bank, but simple.
Yeah. No generator.
No.
Yeah.
And so rig will come off first and then go back on. Like I said, we're going to try and do a system at a time so we don't have the entire boat taken apart. With students, we tend to lose things.
Right. Well, there's got a lot of people working on the same project.
Yeah. So, but thanks again.
There's
a big difference having somebody with knowledge. We don't lie. We've had a few students sail on the ocean, but I haven't.
Yeah.
And just knowing that we had a solid foundation to start with was key.
Well, Mike, I was fortunate enough about 30 years ago to be invited to sail on a sister ship of this, one of the few factory finished West Sail 39s on San Francisco Bay in a nice breeze, and this boat sails brilliantly. So it's close-winded, it's stiff, it's just it's a really attractive, good, solid design. So that's important.
Excellent. Yeah, I think so. We're excited, there's still a mountain of work ahead of us, but
I think you have a mountain range of work ahead of you. But that's the whole point.
It's a boat.
Let's document it.
Let's get to work.
Yeah, let's get to work.
Yeah, this summer we're going to try and pull the engine and finish removing the sanitation system so we get her smelling good.
Yeah.
And then before the rainy season, we'll get new port lights put in.
Right.
And then it's just trucking along from there on.
Will you try and build a cover like a
we haven't decided
shrink wrap?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, for all the trips. And
Winter time.
Winter's coming.
Yeah.
So those are all decisions we still need to make at the school.
Yeah. Great. Well, congratulations, and we're looking forward to making periodic progress visits. Seeing this moving forward. That's
right.
Great.
Well, John, Amanda, it's always a treat. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Mike.
Like that.
Alright, so we're on King's Pride. First off, as I really like this kind of rigging, it's things you can attach stuff to, so this is awesome. So that's not part of rigging, but at least you can hang on and look up and look around. Winches are next, so I see these are variant winches, but at least they've had covers on them. So that's sweet, and they actually turn, so yeehaw, self-tailors. So they've invested some money and... Alright, so the rigging. So obviously got a boom. Nice to know what kind of boom it is. Tracks, so hopefully there's no leaks coming through the track because it's 3-bolted or screwed in. I guess it's 3-bolted. Oh, wire rigging. It's gotta go.
Gotta go.
Wire halyard. Wire halyard with but that's new trend now is all rope. So on the rig. Wow, too bad they left the sails on. They're gonna leave it. Period of time. Got some running rigging going on. Not too much coming up forward. Obviously had rigging replaced, might have done them themselves. Not green, but stay locks. I'd probably just go for straight swages unless someone wants to practice their stay lock rigging, but it is doable. Turnbuckles look pretty good actually. Wow. It's kind of a sweet setup. Not bad. Simple rig, nice mast though. Not much sweep,
Tall.
sweep back on the spreaders. Snap on head sails, no roller furling.
Roller furler is on our wish list.
Okay.
As long as we're taking the mast off, we figure we got to put a roller on for whoever buys it. They could put a sail on the roller, you know, but I don't think I'd want to run the boat with a hank-on sail.
Is the windlass working?
Yes, it's got a nice LaFrance
That looks like
Tigris or whatever it is.
something you don't have to buy.
Nope. It needs, and the chain might be okay. We'll inspect it. It needs a better swivel shackle setup there, but yeah, one less thing to buy.